schools combined. Back-to-back double-figure games for 6'9" senior Isaiah Whaley. UConn, they look for their third win of the season over DePaul coming up. Here's his head coach, Danny Hurley, earlier. Coach, what did you see from DePaul last night that concerns you the most heading into this quarterfinal matchup?
Yeah, I mean, just tons of athleticism and, you know, just aggression defensively. I mean, they're top 35 in the country on defense. If you're sloppy with the ball, you know, they take your ball and they get a ton of deflections. If you try to do too much off the dribble, you know, they really rally to the ball. So we've got to have a great, sharp, you know, crisp passing game. Charlie Moore, you know, when you get that type of point guard play, you could beat just about anybody. And then the way they got after the offensive glass, I mean, we're one of the best in the country at offensive rebounding, but they get after it similar to us.
Let's talk about your team right now. You head into this one riding a 4-game winning streak. What is it you like the most about the way your team is currently playing?
Just, you know, obviously the depth. I mean, you know, we've got Book, we've got tremendous depth. You know, I think we have a pretty versatile team. We could beat you in a number of different ways. You know, we could play big and beat you with size. We could play, you know, 4 guards and a big and, you know, and play small ball and beat you. But, you know, for us, really, it's, you know, defense and rebounding has got to be our mentality and toughness. And it's been our mentality, you know, with every program that I've ever coached.
Coach, thanks, and it's great to have UConn back at the Garden for the Big East tournament.
Yeah, it just seems right? Yeah,
absolutely. Low energy, but the point was made right there on the last comment. Husky Nation is fired up to be back in the Garden. UConn season, look, it essentially unfolded like a 3-part drama, right? It started off strong and a 4-4 stretch with James Bouknight out due to that elbow injury and surgery. Then it went 5-1 to finish with Bouknight back in the lineup. Where have the Huskies improved the most through the course of this disjointed season?
And finding depth. I think that game on February 13th against Xavier on the road was a huge win. It was without James Bouknight. He found different rotations, Danny Hurley. A Cook played a couple of minutes. There he is knocking down 3 from the corner. You know, he gave some extended time to their freshman Andre Jackson. You know, Tyler Polley, Tyrese Martin, RJ Cole, those guys are going to get some time. But the Gaffneys and the Adams, the guards, I think that gained so much extended. They gained minutes, but they gained some confidence in themselves and also some trust from their head coach.
Yeah, they're an interesting study this year because at first, it looked as though they may really struggle.
Yep.
And Bouknight goes out, and also RJ Cole goes to the bench at one point. And that was impressive in terms of showing some gumption by Coach Hurley to bench his starting point guard. And the response by RJ Cole was impressive, both off the bench. He was very productive, and then when he returned to his starting lineup, he was a different player in terms of his judgments, his decision-making, when to shot make, when to play make, getting everyone else involved. And his aggressiveness of late has been impressive, and now it gives them as good a backcourt as there is in the Big East. When you look at James Bouknight, a lottery pick, and RJ Cole playing at a higher level, and then that front line that we've talked about in terms of their offensive rebounding, suddenly the Huskies capable of making a deep run in the tournament.
Guys, I think it's interesting when you have those teams that struggle at the end of the season, they say, you know what, not thinking about that. We're 0-0, it's a new season. If you're UConn, you're like, no. You know, after that Xavier game, they finished 6-1. We're thinking about momentum, and also this team can go 11 deep, the deepest team in the Big East.
And they can defend you. Best in the Big East, only allows 65 points